fairly quiet afternoon for today, and I really hope you utilize this time to prepare for the snow that is headed in our direction. Cloudy skies still in place right now. Notice this precipitation just to our south, not very far to our south, towards the Roanoke area. So this is going to slowly start to make its way into our area. The air is continuing to saturate up right now. So even though temperatures are still in the 40s, these will quickly cool when this precipitation does move into our area. Notice our temperature 45 degrees outside, humidity at 47, but this is rising very quickly as we start to bring in some of that moisture. Wind's still a bit breezy outside, really more out of the northeast, around 7 miles an hour. So we're continuing to pick up on that northeasterly flow, and that will continue into the day tomorrow. So our area of high pressure just off to our north, that's going to help continue to pump in some cooler air. And then we also have our two lows. As this moves off the coast, what we are going to notice, especially for tomorrow, is the wraparound moisture. So this is really going to very slowly move off the coast, and we're going to continue to pick up on that easterly flow, almost more of a sweet spot for large Virginia storms to produce quite a bit of snowfall. So by 6 o'clock tonight, starting to see some rain move into the area. 6, 7 o'clock, it might take a little bit more to saturate up, and then we'll start to even see a mix. So rain to wintry mix, and then by about maybe 8, 9 o'clock, we'll start to see this change over into all snow for tonight. This will continue to fill in probably closer to midnight for tonight, and then stay all snow right through the day tomorrow. Temperatures cooling into the mid to low 30s. So notice the snow just continues right through tomorrow morning. Heaviest snow into tomorrow morning and even into the early afternoon. Not out of the question to see some thunder snow. We have some very heavy snowfall rates, possibly even 1 inch to 2 inches an hour, and a little bit of elevated instability. So that could create some actual thunder out there for tomorrow morning. Now we're continuing to pick up on that rotation, that easterly flow that's going to continue to bring in this moisture, and the snow just continues for the day. So even 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, continuing into tomorrow afternoon. As we head into the afternoon, this will start to taper off for west of the area into the higher elevations, and then slowly start to taper off for the rest of the area as we head into tomorrow evening. Snowfall totals. Generally, you can count on around a foot of snow. Highest accumulations are going to be along the Blue Ridge and into the northern portions of the area towards Shenandoah County, Winchester, even into the West Virginia border along Rockingham and Pendleton County. Rest of the area anywhere from 10 to 14 inches, and then to our south just a little bit less. So we do have that winter storm warning in place until midnight tomorrow night, because of those gusty winds and heavy snowfall possible. Overnight lows tonight right around that freezing point, upper 20s for the highlands. For the day tomorrow, we will generally stay into the lower 30s, so temperatures won't be moving. 33 for the valley, heavy snow, and those winds, they will be gusting. This is why we're telling you to stay off the roads and watch out for power outages. Heavy wet snow with gusty winds is not a good recipe for driving. Mostly cloudy skies continue for tomorrow. Take a look as we head into the next 7 days, because the cooler weather will stick around for Thursday. Not a whole lot of melting will happen, but what does melt, notice our overnight low temperatures Wednesday and Thursday night into the 20s. So anything that does melt will refreeze overnight. So still a caution as we head into the weekend. 38 for Friday. We should see a little bit more melting for Friday because we do have more sunshine. March sunshine, we should start to see a little bit more melting, and again, freezing overnight. As we head into the weekend, hopefully we might be able to get rid of this snow fairly quickly. Temperatures rising into the 50s and even near 60 for next week. Watching a little bit of rain as we head into the beginning of next week. This is also some good moisture, as we pointed out earlier in a different story, for the ground. We really could use the moisture for the ground. I know it is halting a lot of things for this week, but we do need that surface moisture.
And as always, we can follow you on Facebook for updates, and you'll be updating us throughout the night.
Absolutely. You can search for me on Facebook, search for Aubrey WHSV, and I'm also on Twitter as well. I'll be searching those. Want to see your pictures if you can take them safely, and also your reports when you do see some snow out there. So looking forward to those snow totals and those pictures for tomorrow. Stay safe. Good evening. I'm meteorologist Aubrey Urbanowicz here with an update to our late season winter storm that is moving into the area right now. Most of the activity and the majority of the activity is towards the southern portions of the area into Augusta as well as Highland County. Notice the dark blues. This is some very heavy precipitation falling. Most of this is in the form of snow. Some areas are seeing a snow sleet mix. So this is continuing to move in. Also, even starting in the Stanton and Waynesboro area, this is continuing to move northward. Some of this has started to make its way into Pendleton County. Some very spotty activity anywhere north of Augusta County. So we do have some snow falling towards the Sugar Grove area, also towards Massanutten. Flurries are being reported. So if you haven't seen anything yet, it is on its way. We are expecting some heavy conditions for tonight. Take a look at this system continuing to move in. I'll be back at the top of the 9 o'clock hour with another update. We are looking at heavy snowfall rates, possible power outages, that heavy wet snow continuing, and you really want to make sure and stay off the roads tonight and tomorrow. Some of these back roads already impassable at this point. This is what we are looking at, the heaviest, a foot up to 18 inches, especially for the Blue Ridge, the Northern Valley towards Shenandoah County, and that ridge line between Virginia and West Virginia along Rockingham County and into Pendleton County. That looks like the best chance to see the most accumulating snow, 10 to 14 inches elsewhere in the valley. So basically we are looking around a foot of snow. We have that winter storm warning in place for the entire area until midnight tomorrow night. So tomorrow temperatures won't be moving. Also, well, we've got some winds moving in for tomorrow, continuing to increase 15 to 25 miles an hour. So it's not only going to be windy, but we'll continue to see heavy snow.
Aubrey Urbanowicz is out there. Aubrey, what's happening right now?
You know, actually, George, just as we started the show, I heard some rumbling out here. We have thunder snow in Harrisonburg. Had a report earlier about 30 minutes ago of thunder snow being heard in Swope, and I just heard it here in Harrisonburg. First time ever hearing it. How about that? Well, I think we could even hear some more thunder snow tonight and even into tomorrow. Take a look. It's still coming down very, very heavy outside. And actually just measuring on some of these surfaces right here, we've got an inch already in Harrisonburg. Now this started coming down maybe around 9 o'clock this evening into the southern portions of the area a little earlier for tonight. So we are continuing to see this heavy, heavy snow out here. And I did tempt the ground just a little bit ago, and we've got some freezing temperatures out here. The surface is down to about 24 degrees.
Wow. Well, let me ask you this. What kind of snow are we getting? Is it a light snow, a pretty wet snow?
You know, it started as a very, very wet snow, but it's starting to kind of fluff up, as you would say right now. So I think as those temperatures are getting colder, it's continuing to not be as wet, but it's still a pretty heavy snow outside right now.
Yeah, I noticed behind you the streets still seem a little bit clear. What's the prospect you think that when they're going to start to fill in?
Yeah, I think it's going to be really shortly here, George. And I'll tell you what my main concern is. Take a look at some of these trees behind me. We've already got some snow really piling up on some of these tree branches. So I think that's going to be a really big concern overnight. It's about the same temperature as it was this afternoon when we were out here at 5 and 6. Feels a lot colder out here right now. But as you mentioned, just because the air temperature is in the mid-30s, above freezing for some of those areas, the ground temperature, well, I've been out here temping the ground, the snow actually temps at about 11 degrees, just in case you were wondering. But the ground temperature, where we do have some of these wet roads, is temping at about 20 degrees. So again, air temperature in the mid-30s, but the ground, that's what we're concerned about. We have some of this wet pavement out here, not just on the main roads, but it's actually the back roads, the secondary roads, the county roads, parking lots, driveways. That's where our concern is really for a lot of this black ice and icy patches to really form, not just for tonight, but into tomorrow morning. So you really don't want to let your guard down, and make sure you use caution as you head out to work, or if you have some school or anywhere you need to be early tomorrow morning before these temperatures do get above that 32-degree mark.